Okay, so it's been a minute since I've made these videos. Last time I made a video of Exton, he was 18 months. He just turned 2 on Saturday, which is October 3rd. It's October 7th. So he just turned 2. Um, so I just wanted to make a video and talk about where he is at now. And I just told Tom that we had to make a new video, but I've been wanting to, but we just don't have the time together to sit down and actually make a video. So I just went to Exton's 2-year appointment today, and I felt like today would be a perfect time to make this video, just because all the emotions are really fresh, and these videos are actually a lot for myself to look back on. I just looked back on his 18th month video, and there's some things that he's come a far way from 18 months, obviously. But then there's also things where he still does, and he still does the same. So, and I think my goals from when he's 18 months and now that he's 2, I'm getting closer to my goals, but we're still not there completely yet. So so I went to his 2-year appointment, and I'm gonna keep looking. Exton's taking a nap, and I have his monitor on, but I have it on silent, so I just want to see if he gets up and moves, and then I'll have to go run downstairs. But so he just had his 2-year checkup, and for his milestones that they go over the list, it was a whole nother no, and sometimes it is shocking on, I guess, where he's supposed to be at his age. But I already knew going in that, he wasn't where he's supposed to be, and that's okay, and I'm okay with it. I've already come to terms with everything. Now, that's not to say that I don't have my good days and my bad days. Today was a mix of emotions. It was, at the doctor's, totally felt okay, totally was like, yep, I got this, everything's good. And it wasn't until my phone call to Tom, and I'll explain why, that after I hung up with him, I kind of like had a heavy chest, a heavy heart, cried a little bit, but I'll get into that as to why. And Tom probably won't like it, but whatever. So anyway, so we're going to talk about where Exton is. So Exton is now in therapy, and he sees, okay, so I'm going to go down the list. So he sees an OT, he sees a speech therapist, he sees a developmental therapist, he sees a nutritionist, OT, speech, developmental, behavioral, and nutritionist. We're going to get into food therapy as well, hopefully. So I already know I would get approved for that because he's terrible with his food. But so he's got therapy pretty much every day, and I'm actually looking to do more therapy on top of the therapy that he has. I'm just looking to get as much therapy as I can get for him until he goes to preschool, because this is the time that I have with him, and it's my responsibility to get him to the point where he's going to be okay in school, whether that's a public school or if it's a special school. I don't know what you call them. Either way, I just want to get to a point where, like, he's gotten some therapy and he's getting to where he should be. But so I used to think that speech therapy was the most important therapy for Exton, that's really what I wanted to focus on, and that's what he needed. Comes to find out that that's not the truth. That actually he needs OT is the most important for Exton than it is over speech, because I guess OT. Oh, let me back up. So before, when I made these last videos, I knew that there was like that Exton had a sensory issue, only because of like his food, and like his hand flapping. So I knew that there was some sort of sensory issue. Well, now, like, I got this down. I know that he has a sensory processing disorder, and I don't even need a diagnosis for that. That's a given. And he is a sensory seeker, which, like, let me tell you, I love that Exton is a sensory seeker. Like, it's so much fun. Like, I find it so much fun. It's everything, like, sensory seeking is like, he seeks out for loud noises. He seeks out for bright colors, for lights. He, like, loves wrestling. Ever since Exton was a baby, Tom always said to me that I beat Exton up, and I always told Tom, like, even before I knew anything, I was like, yeah, because he likes it. Like, he likes me kicking his ass. And, like, Tom was always just like, you're kicking his ass. I'm like, yeah, I know, because he likes it. But it's so true. Exton truly does love wrestling. Like, he loves fighting. Like, we will be on the ground, like, just wrestling. We do it every single day. And then from the moment he wakes up till the moment he goes to bed, we are wrestling. But he won't do it with his dad, which is weird, because, like, he'll kick my ass, but he doesn't wrestle with his dad. Like, his dad's tried to, like, wrestle with him, but he's just kind of like, what are you doing? So it's weird. But that's the kind of stuff that he likes. He likes being flipped around. He likes being tossed in the air and thrown onto the bed. So it's fun for me, because that's the kind of parent I am regardless. I'm just very hands-on and very, like, I guess, obnoxious, and which is perfect for Exton, because I am exactly what you need as a parent when you have a sensory seeker child. So yes, Exton is a sensory seeker. Now, food is an issue just because of the texture. So it's things like he loves, like, he's very interested in the feels and things, but he's very picky too. So he's not one of those, like, that's oversensitive, that, like, doesn't like tags on his shirt or anything. It doesn't bother him at all like that. But recently I have seen him taking off his socks. Like, he just doesn't like socks on, but I mean, that's all right. Like, I could take that. But food, or even, I can't even think of, like, it's like Play-Doh. Okay, let's say Play-Doh. So Play-Doh, he plays with it now, but it took a while. Like, he has to poke at it first. And actually, when Exton is very into his sensory, like, things, I guess, when it is Play-Doh, or if it's like rice or anything, like, I have sensory bins where he just touches them, he will actually drool a lot, which you have to think of it as, if you're really hungry and you think of a food that you want and your mouth starts watering, that's kind of the situation. What it is, that's the way I look at it, is he's just very very into the moment, and just kind of loses control of his saliva, I guess, and it makes him drool. So I didn't realize, because I brought it up to the therapist, and I'm like, he drools, and I don't really know why or whatever. And so we've noticed that it's definitely when he's feeling a new texture of some sort. And you'll see his mouth get watery, and if it's really intense, he'll, like, full-blown drool. His speech therapist just seen it for the first time. I forget what we were playing with, but and she's like, oh yeah, I definitely see what you're talking about. And it's not a bad thing. And then sometimes he's aware of it, and he'll, like, be like, what the hell, and, like, wipe his face. But then there's other times where it's just like he's so into what he's doing that he doesn't even realize he's drooling. But it makes me laugh every time, because I can tell that he's very into that sensory, like, into that Play-Doh, or into that touching whatever he's touching, and he's so into it that he's drooling. Um, but yeah, food has always been an issue and continues to be an issue. Um, Again, he loves donuts, but once I put a donut in his hand, there have been times where he's literally thrown up. He likes it, like he loves donuts. He literally will bring me the donut box because he wants a donut. But the moment you put it in his hand, just by the texture, he will gag from it. A lot of things just by the sight of it. God, let's go back to pudding, anything like and of that sort of texture, eggs, whatever. He will look at it and gag, and I'll have to say, no, Exton, you're fine. Like I have to knock him out of it, although it doesn't work majority of the time, but I just am letting him know he's fine. Um, so, like I told the doctor today, and I told other therapists, if you guys were to see me feeding my child, you guys would probably call DCFS on me. Like, legit. Like, I know Exton likes steak, okay? Exton eats steak. He likes chicken, and he will eat chicken. But the it's always the first bite I have to prove it to him that he likes it, okay? So, and the only way to prove it to him that he likes it is by shoving in his mouth. But once I get that first piece in his mouth, then it's like a light bulb goes off, and he's like, oh shit, I do like this. And then I'll eat it. But the first bite, I'm like holding down his arms. I am like digging his cheeks, and he's biting me, and I'm like, I said, you like it, eat it, you like it. It's intense. So, and Tom doesn't do it with Exton. He leaves it to me. So if I'm not here, I don't really know how Exton eats, because Tom is like, this is your game. You do it, because I feel like Tom is like, he doesn't. I don't know. I guess that's a question to ask him. I think he feels awkward doing it, but you have to get him to eat, and Tom knows that you have to shove it in his mouth in order for him to eat it. So that's that. But so a food therapist is what we're going to work on. He still is eating his baby food, because he doesn't eat enough solid food to fill him up. So throughout the meals, like after dinner, I give him a little packet of the baby food. After breakfast, I give him a little packet of baby food. Lunch, he gets like yogurt. When he wakes up, I'll give him like a snack, but really I give him baby food. So whatever I'm doing it right, and that's what the nutritionist has told me. He's on vitamins, he's on probiotics, to make sure that he's getting all the stuff that he needs. But for the past 2 days, his dinner intake has not been good at all, and his sleep, which we'll get into that as well, has shown, because I do feel like he gets hungry in the middle of the night because he's not eating at night. I don't know. So, still working on his sleeping. Exton has never slept through the night, and I just talked to his doctor about it today. And melatonin, I can't say it, whatever. So he is taking that. Yesterday was his first time taking it, but the doctor told me that helps getting your child to fall asleep. But if your child is one of those ones that wake up numerous of times throughout the night, it's not going to help your child. You actually have to get your child on medication, and I'm not going down that route. I don't feel that it is to the point where I want my son on medication to sleep, because honestly, truthfully, it's fine. Would I like for him to sleep through the night? Heck yeah. Maybe I wouldn't have all these dark circles. No, I probably would. But he and then on top of it, when he wakes up in the middle of the night, he will pull my hair to fall asleep. And here's my thing with my hair. So, like Exton, like my hair is his life, and I am running out of it because he is yanking it out. Like, it looks like I'm wearing extensions in my hair, because like he tugs and pulls at my hair that like you could see where he pulls and tugs. It's pretty intense. It's so anyway. So I literally, my hair is so thin. It's already thin to begin with, but it's, I'm I'm not gonna have any more hair by the time he's like a 4. I tried other things of like, I actually even tried to give him a doll with hair, Barbie, um, yarn. I've tried so many different things, and he doesn't want anything to do with it. He doesn't want to touch it. And actually, we noticed at his birthday party that my friend Sarah, he thought that that was me because we had our masks on, and Sarah's got blonde hair. And he went up to Sarah, sat on her lap, and was trying to show her a present that he got, which was, of course, Baby Shark. And he touched her hair. He went like this, and then that's when a light bulb went off and was like, this isn't how my mom's hair feels. And I thought that was hilarious because it's just so funny on things that he puts 2 and 2 together, and like that I'm his mom is, your hair doesn't feel dry and stringy. Your hair feels healthy. You're not my mom. Like, that's how that went down. So yeah, so my hair is life. My hair is I'm not gonna have any by the time that he's 3 or 4. So sleeping, still wakes up, pulls my hair at night, so I can do without that, but it is what it is. I'm just not gonna put on medication for it. And my hair is gone, so that's another texture issue. My hair is his safety blanket. He does it when he's tired. He does it when he is nervous, is just comforting. It's just it is what it is. So another comforting thing for him is holding his ears. So he does that all the time now. In which, again, before I used to think that he had an ear infection all the time, but he doesn't. It's I had to do some studying and look to see why he does it. And a lot of kids do it because of they're sensitive, like loud noises. There are times where Exton may do it because of loud noises, but for the most part, he's doing it for comfort. When he is scared of something on TV, or he's nervous about something or a situation he's in, he will cover his ears and hold them like this. This is exactly how he does it. And it's like he's holding the back of his ears and he goes like this. And when even when he gets super excited about something, like if he sees something he likes, or like if I'm at a store and I show him Baby Shark, I'm like, ooh, who's this? Like he'll go like this because it's like he's calming himself down. So he covers his ears a lot. He still flaps his hands a lot, and which again I'm totally okay with. I love it. I think it's the cutest thing in the world. I love when he screams and he flaps his hands. It just makes me happy because I just see how happy he is because he can't control it, and that's his way of like, I'm so excited. So I'm totally okay with it. Like, and I know, I guess in the future I'll have to deal with it of like kind of getting it to calm down, but like, do you though at the same time? I don't know. But as like a teenager, is he gonna flap his hands? That's stuff that I'm going to deal with when that time comes. But as of now, I don't mind it. I love it. Let's see. Exton, knowing his name, still I don't think Exton, I can't say that. I don't know. Exton may know his name. I sing him a song all the time still. Exton, that's your name. Exton. And I sing it. And I'm not going to sing it right now. But he smiles and he laughs and he knows the song. If you call him, sometimes he might turn his head. But for the most part, he's not going to. And so, Kelly, I'm going to talk about you. So Kelly, my best friend Kelly, her son, Hunter, I was over at her house, and her son Hunter kept going, Exton, and like trying to get his attention. And I like finally just had to like touch Hunter. I'm like, Hunter, you can say his name as many times as you want. He's not gonna turn his head. Like he's not. You just gotta stop. You just gotta stop. So my family's done it. So it's just one of those things. Like he doesn't acknowledge his name, but he acknowledges voices too. So I don't know when I call his name if he's really acknowledging his name or if he's acknowledging my voice. So that's something that we're still kind of at the same from when at 18 months. Pointing, So he just started pointing like, I mean, I've been working on it. Like, I will, whenever he wants something. So, speaking of wanting something, so he doesn't point to things that he wants, right? Like most kids do, which you're supposed to. He, and then before, like, I never even knew what he wanted because he never pointed and he didn't have a way of showing me. Well, now he figured out his way of showing me, which is dragging my hand, and then will grab my hand and pull me to whatever he wants. And then he tosses my hand to, like, if it's up, like if he wants his binky, like that's on the table, he'll grab my hand and he'll toss it. So, uh, I loved that, and I still love that he can take me to where he wants and when he wants. So that's a sort of communication of just any sort of communication with my son and I'm encouraging and I'm all about. So, uh, but now, so I was totally encouraging that, but now when I do see what he wants and I know what he's taking me to, I'll grab his fingers and I'll bend his finger and I'll make him point, and then I'll be like, oh, you want da 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 da, and then I give it to him like, good job, you know. So recently he just started pointing, like I could say like a handful of times, and when he does, Tom and I are just like, yeah, good job, you pointed, like, and I give it to him right away. I don't care. uh, Tom just texted me anyway. Okay, so yeah, he, so right away I don't even like think twice. I give it to him right off the bat, so he knows that he's doing the right thing. So that's newer, and we're still working on it, but we're getting closer, we're getting better. um and then let's see, oh, his mocking has gotten so much better. So still a work in progress, like he still doesn't do like peekaboo, still doesn't do like the simple mocking, but his mocking, like if I say oh 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 oh, he'll go oh oh oh, and I go tree e, and he'll go e. So with noises, more vowels than anything. uh, and then if I show him how to do something, like he'll do it. Mocking is still like a thing that we're working on, but from 18 months till now, I am thrilled with his mocking. Like, keep it up, because if he can continue mocking like this, then like I just feel like we're going to progress and like and do so well. So mocking is so much better. His We are working on sign language, um, and he knows more. This is more, but his more is this. So when I'm like, more, do you want more? He brings me his hand. So Exton won't do this by himself. He won't go like, come to me and go like this. He'll bring me his hands and go like this, and then I have to grab his hands and do this. But regardless, he knows that this is more. Um, and then I do believe that he knows this is open, like open. And he loves the sign language, so this is help. And he does. I'm teaching him this because I feel like this is very hard to teach a child to do. So I teach him this. And he does it, and I think he likes help because help reminds him of clapping, and he loves clapping. So loves clapping. Like, I can't even get anything done in my world because he loves clapping so much. He knows his colors. Now, he doesn't say his colors, but he can match his colors so well. Like, so he knows his colors. And he does puzzles really well. So, like toddler puzzles, like he's not like sitting here doing like huge puzzles, but he does toddler puzzles. He loves his books, and what's great about his books too is that he knows his books. So if I say, hooray for fish, red fish, blue fish, yellow fish, he'll go, no matter what he's doing, he'll go to his bookshelf and find, it's called Hooray for Fish, and he'll find his book and get it. So if I do another thing of, you know, I start naming off a book or something, but you have to do it in the way. You can't be like, go find me Hooray for Fish book. Like, he's not gonna go find you the Hooray for Fish book. You have to like say it as if you're reading it, like hooray for fish, and then, or I can't even think, but you gotta say it as in like how you read the book to him, and then he'll go find you the book. Let's see, what else does he know? Very picky eater, got that. He pushes his cars back and forth like really well now. Interacting play, okay, so that's still a work in progress. But his interacting playing is so much better. Like he'll actually sit down and like and push the car back and forth for a bit. Which he would do it like here and there once in a while, but like no, like now he will actually like sit and play cars with you. He'll sit and do puzzles with you. He'll sit and do and play whatever you bring down to him for the most part. For me, I can say, and for Tom. Now, other people, it's still, we're working on it. Now, his therapist, love them. I love them. I love them. I love them. And what is amazing is that their relationship with Exton. So before, therapy was very, very hard. He wanted nothing to do with them. He didn't want to play with them. But now he even gives them his hands to them to do more. He will sit on their lap. He will do what they want him to do, because he's gained that trust with them. That's one of my hardest parts with Exton, is that seeing people having a hard time gaining a relationship with Exton. That's tough for me, because for me it's so easy. But I understand other people's struggle, because Exton is not going to walk to you to play with you. Exton is not going to just you're going to have to be aggressive when it comes to Exton. You have to make him play with you, and you have to get down on his level and play whatever he's playing with. Like, you may want to show him something, but he's got his mind made up, and he will want to play it like whatever he's playing with. And if you come and play with him, like, he'll play with you. But it is hard to show him a different way on playing with things. But the therapists have been so amazing, and they really like know Exton now, and I can't tell you how heartwarming that is for me to see. Is not me or my husband playing with my son. Ugh, I don't know why it gets me emotional, but it does, because I just love it. I love my trust with them. I love that I can see that they care for my son, and I can see that they love my son, and they're taking that time to know him and to play with him. So he's gained trust with the therapist, which I absolutely love, and I'm super, super thankful for them. So if you guys are watching this, I love you guys, and I'm thankful for you. I tell them all the time, every chance I get, that how thankful I am for them. So he still doesn't play with others. That's another thing, is obviously, like we were just talking about, like, you have to enter into Exton's world. Exton's really not going to enter into your world, and that's okay. Like, it really is okay. A lot of these things, like, okay, another thing is Exton, I get compliments. Now, if the people that know Exton and know what's going on with him, they give compliments on how he is great at his eye contact. But for the normal person, Exton has poor eye contact. But and I'm going to say it, for autism, Exton has good eye contact. Eye contact is very uncomfortable for autistic people. So he makes a good amount of eye contact on his terms. Now, if you try to make him look at you in his eyes, it's uncomfortable for him. And guess what? I'm never going to make my son give me eye contact unless it's on his terms, because for me, I'm not going to change my son into doing something that is uncomfortable for him. So the way autistic people explain it, older adults, they explain as looking into somebody's eyes is like looking directly into the sun. It's very uncomfortable and they don't like it. So for autistic people, now again, my son is not diagnosed with autism yet. Okay. Uh, and I am having this lovely argument with my family. Um, Only one member out of my family that is liking to tell people that my son is not autism and that does not have autism. You are correct. He is not diagnosed with autism yet. Yet. But I'm his mom. And uh, I'm sorry that I have come to terms with it. And if it's not autism, then it is, he's got a sensory processing disorder with ADHD or ADD, which reflects autism. But uh, anybody that really takes the time to know my son, he's awake right now, knows that it's clear as day that, and I've come to terms with it, that my son has autism, and that is okay. It is okay. And if he doesn't, that is okay too. Like, it's crazy to think that, but it is okay regardless on whatever way that goes. So if he has autism, it's okay. If he doesn't have autism, that's okay. Like, 1 second. Okay, so I'm back. So I'm a believer in everything happens for a reason. And I believe that my son woke up at that time so that I would have to leave because I was going to get heated. And as you can see, I was getting heated. So I'm going to relax. So I just have an issue with somebody talking about my son or anybody talking about my son that doesn't know what they are talking about. And it's terrible to say, but they don't have a relationship with my son or even see him enough to even have a judgment call on my son. So that being said, regardless, correct. I do not have a diagnosis of my son that he is autistic. And yes, I talk about autism because in my gut, I believe my son has autism. And I can probably put money on it. Actually, I'm 98% sure. So anyway, this is a lot of sarcasm coming from me, but I'm sorry. It's a really sensitive subject with me. But anyway, he's waking up again. So, now anyway, so yes, so for autistic people, it's hard for them to make eye contact. Now, they have things that are called ABA therapy that will teach them to make eye contact. And if you're for that, awesome. Like, everybody is different. And I just don't know how I feel personally about ABA therapy. For me, if my son doesn't feel comfortable making eye contact, then because it's our normal, why do I have to make Exton fit into my world? Why can't I fit into his world? So that is how I feel about any disability or, autism alone. We are trying to mold them into being like us. But but why can't we mold ourselves to be more like them? Because actually, if we could all be a little more like them, or like with anybody with a disability, they appreciate the little things. And if we can start appreciating more of the little things, I think we would all become a lot better people. So if anything, I think that we should all go to classes on how to be more a little like people with a disability than unlike being like us. Because personally, I think normal people are assholes. And I think people with disability have bigger hearts because, like I said, they appreciate the little things. Exton has made me stop and appreciate the little things, even like the wind blowing the leaves on the trees. Like, he, like, if you ever like just take a minute and just stare at the leaves blowing on the tree, it is a beautiful thing. It is so peaceful. It is so calming. Um, he has made me like just stop and just appreciate just the little growths instead of always comparing and trying to be like everybody else. Like, he is, he flaps his hands and screams, and kids and adults will stare at him at a playground, and it doesn't phase Exton. And I sit there sometimes, like, I get so mad, like, why are you staring at my son? Stop fucking staring. Sorry, didn't mean to cuss. Stop staring at my son. And I get like angry about it, but then it's also like, he doesn't care, so why do I care? Like, stare all you want. But my thing is like, don't make different a an issue. Like, look at it as a, I don't know. I'm gonna get off that subject. So anyway, so yes, he flaps his hands, he screams, uh, but eye contact for him, it's, he's better at it than some. So and even if he wasn't, I'm okay with it. If it's uncomfortable for him, so be it. Some words, so he still doesn't say a lot of words. He does say dada, mama. Now, poor Tom, but he doesn't say dada like dada when dada comes home or anything. It is dada shark. Okay, so if you hear my son going da 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 da, he's singing and he wants you to sing da da shark doo doo, and then sometimes he'll go baby baby, and that's because he wants you to do baby shark. So okay, baby shark is life to him, but whatever, it is teaching him dada, baby, nana, papa, like, okay, like, so I baby shark is a little obnoxious in our home, but it's teaching him. So uh baby, dada, papa, I don't give a crap. Here we go. Let's clap our hands because you are talking. So, he's said, I feel he's saying no. So there are times where he doesn't want something and he goes, no, 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 no. So I believe this is going to keep going off because it's dying. I believe that he's saying no. And that's something I'm going to have to keep looking out for. But in my heart and in my gut, I think he's saying no, which I'm encouraging and I'm all about it. He has, so he'll say words like he said 10. Like, I'll count, and then he goes, if I go 9, and I'll go 10, and he goes 10. So he'll say words and he's gone, oh, like he's done that. Um, when the speech therapist was here, he said tweet, like as a bird, he goes tweet, 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 which was awesome. He said up the other day to me, like lifted up his hands and went up, up, and like when he walks up the stairs and stuff, he'll go up, up, up. So he says things which, like, when he does, I'm telling you, the world stops spinning for a minute. Like, Tom and I will be like, what did you say? Oh my God, good job. Like, da da da. Like, it's like the best moment in our lives. But sometimes when he says things, for the most part, you'll hear him say it once and then you'll never hear him say it again. Or you'll hear it very, very rarely. But it's okay. Like, and a lot of the times when he does say something for the first time, he will whisper it. Like, he'll go up, 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 and I feel like that's him kind of being like trying it out. Like, does this sound right? Am I saying it right? And then if I am saying it right and it sounds okay, I'm gonna get a little louder about it. So I feel like he's just like really unsure. I'm a believer that Exton will talk. I am hoping, so my goal for 2 is in praying that I just can get, I don't get so emotional when I talk about this part. I do know why, but I could just get simple words. Um, so, uh, so that's my goal for 2, is just to have simple words. And to tell me more of his needs. So, yeah, we'll get into that conversation a little bit later about. I'm gonna do another video on his appointment today and what the doctor said, and my goals for him, and yeah. So for the most part, that's where he's at. At 20, at 2 years old. I was gonna say 24 months, but shit, that's 2 years old. So he has come a far way from 18 months, and he's done so much progress, and he's doing so well in therapy. And I'm gonna get him in more therapy, and I'll talk about more of where I would like to see him for this year. But that's Exton at 2 years old. So that's a wrap.